Hey yo, what's up everybody? It's Dimo1138. You can call me Dimo. Um, got a video here today. It's going to be a little bit different than normal. It's always unscripted, unedited. Although usually I do a bunch of research. I have some bullet point notes that I kind of follow to keep myself on track. Grab some pictures, etc., for your eyeballs. But there's something going on right now that I just kind of wanted to yap about real quick. Just kind of give you my stream of consciousness thoughts on. There's been a lot of talk about Sony PlayStation and to an equal extent Grand Theft Auto 6 and a big discussion about digital media and ownership and stuff like that. So I just kind of wanted to weigh in on some of this because there's been a lot of talk and a lot of it's good, but also a lot of it I think people just completely misunderstand what's actually fucking happening here, or how effective certain things can be. So first off, my stance on digital media. I've been thinking about this, and my initial thoughts was just like, hey, I'm cool with digital media so long as whatever device that I'm using to play it can store the data of that media. So then that way I don't have to connect to the internet to play it or anything like that. Um, you know, eh, and I use Steam a lot, and that's technically digital media, right? But the thing is I own my computer and I own my hard drive, and I can download all of my games onto my hard drive. So if Steam just shuts down, I can still play the games. But then the more I think about this, the more I realize that kind of digital media, the term itself, is a little bit of a smokescreen, because there's no such thing as digital media, right? No matter what you're doing, whether you're downloading something or you're streaming something, ultimately there needs to be a piece of hardware that stores that data, right? Whether it's your memory card or a server or whatever, like that data needs to be physically stored somewhere. There is no such thing as digital media. It's kind of like, it's almost kind of like a made up fucking term that um, these companies are using to try to make you think that, oh, this is just magic the way this happens. So that's kind of where I'm at right now. Like, I need to own the physical device where the media is stored. I don't care if I have to download it off the internet. That's fine, so long as I'm downloading it onto my own device, right? So that means consoles. You want to sell me digital games, you have to put enough onboard memory on there for to hold my whole library, right? Um, and the other thing I wanted to mention quick too is that this quote unquote digital media shit has not been, like, it's being talked about a lot now, but it's been going on for a while. And in fact, music was like the first to get completely fucked by the idea of digital media. As a musician, I've been playing with my band for literally a quarter century. Um, and if you're an indie band or a small group or whatever, like it's nearly impossible to get your shit out there. And even established artists don't make any money off of plays, and it's also not good for the listener because you're getting like shitty little MP3s instead of like waves or FLACs. So the sound quality's off. You don't know what you're missing until you actually listen to it. And also, they just want to inject shitloads of ads. But I'll tell you what, when I grab one of my old CDs and I put it in a CD player, I'm not getting hit with any fucking ads. Not a single one. And I can listen to music for hours and hours and hours and hours. Right. So this digital media shit, it's a Trojan horse. It's not a real thing. They just want to smuggle in fucking ads, and or not actually have to sell you anything, sell you an idea. Um, But there have been some things going on that I consider to be positive. You've all heard about the Stop Killing Games initiative. I think that's Ross Scott from Ross's Game Dungeon. That guy deserves a fucking medal, because that's a real big task to take on for yourself. And it's thankless and it's hard. Um, but I think the big problem with Killing Games is that it's really focused on like policy and regulations and stuff, which is not in itself a problem. It's just that government, no matter where you are, U.S., Europe, Canada, whatever, government moves real slow, right? So even if they make any legitimate progress, you really won't see the results of that for another 2 to 10 years. Um, Not to say they shouldn't do it, they should keep going, but this is kind of like a background process. And we need to be doing stuff in the foreground that can have a more immediate impact. And one thing that I see a lot that, it sounds real good to people who hear it, but it's honestly kind of fucking laughable, is a limited boycott. A boycott with a starting date and an ending date. Like, you have to understand, like, how pathetic that is, right? If I'm telling you that I am going to start buying your products again on this given date, then what's the fucking point, right? So fucking Sony goes a week without sales. Oh, well, every sale that you guys would have bought in that week, you're all buying at the same time at the end of the week. So it all fucking averages out to be the same. You're not doing anything. Like, you really need to put your fucking balls on the table and just not buy anything. Because honestly, that's the only way to do it, right? We can come up with legislation, you know what I mean? You can do performative shit on the fucking internet. But at the end of the day, you just need to stop fucking buying it. You just need to stop. And I can't understand why this is such a fucking foreign concept to some people. It's almost as if though it's like, oh, if I don't get my next Pokemon game, I'm gonna fucking die. You're not gonna die. You're gonna be fine. You know what I mean? Pokemon has been releasing subpar products for the past 20 fucking years, and they keep doing it, and they have no incentive to get any better because people just fucking keep buying it. No matter how much they complain, they buy it. You just need to fucking stop buying it. Because guess what? You can walk away. You can walk away. A brand is not your identity. GTA is not your identity. Pokemon is not your identity. PlayStation is not your identity. It's not even anything you made. Like, and on top of that, walking away, guess what? You might find something else out there that you like doing more than playing video games or whatever, right? And you can find a new fucking hobby. And you might find something out there that you like even better than playing games or playing that particular game, right? And let me just be clear. It's like cool to like be down with the brand, assuming that they make quality products, but they're not your friends, dude. You know what I mean? Like, these brands are not your friends. You don't know them. They don't know you. You don't exist to them outside of a little blip on a spreadsheet somewhere. So don't pretend like Nintendo is your buddy. They're not. You don't need to be going out and playing defense for a multi-billion-dollar corporation, especially not for free. They got the money to pay you. Don't do their legwork for them. They're not your friends. This is like way beyond and worse than a parasocial relationship, because at least in a parasocial relationship, you know that there's a person there that at least knows you exist. But in the case of companies like Sony and Microsoft and shit like that, they don't fucking. Not only do they not know you, they don't want to know you. They don't care. I will say, at least Nintendo cares about making a quality fucking product. Whereas Sony and Xbox, they're trend chasers. They see something that pops off and then they try to copy it, which is never a fucking good idea. It's stupid as hell. Like, be creative. This is what people like. But yeah, I mean, the brand is not your identity. You can just walk away. And in fact, just walking away is the best way for you to get what you want. Because these companies want money, right? And like, so me and you, right? People have this mistake all the time. They see themselves in a certain way and then assume other people's are the same. And it's not necessarily a bad assumption to make, but in a lot of cases it's wrong, right? Because normal people like you and I, we want money because we want a roof and we want a car, and maybe we want dinner on the weekend or a vacation or something like that. We have reasonable means, and even the greediest people amongst us want, I don't know, a fucking basketball court and 2 swimming pools, and even the greediest amongst us wants a private jet or something like that. But you got to understand, like, that's nothing compared to the fucking ghouls that run these companies, right? Because the people that run these companies, they don't want a lot of money. They want literally all of the money. They want all of it, not a little bit, not more than last time. They want all of it, right? So it's a different kind of person that we're dealing with, right? So, I have a problem with Amazon, for instance, and I was talking to somebody, and I was telling them, and they know that Amazon mistreats their workers, underpays them, blah 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 blah. And I told them, I'm like, hey, so stop buying from Amazon. And they're like, oh, well, what does it matter? I'm just one person. And I'm like, do you not think, like, these people, like I said, they're insane. They're ghouls. They want every single penny. So as soon as they start losing money from one person, like, that's going to drive them fucking crazy, right? Why did we stop getting $25 a week from this one person? Because they stopped using Amazon. Like, so first off, yeah, one person does make a difference, but obviously the more people doing it, the better, right? So like, just stop spending your money on these things. You know what I mean? If you want to get their attention, don't do these performative little fucking boycotts. They're laughing at you in the boardroom. You know what I mean? They're laughing at your little boycott. You need to just walk away. Stop buying it. Your life will be fine, and maybe even better off for it. And who knows? Maybe you never go back. It's not the end of the fucking world. Maybe you never go back. And then you'll find something else to do. Right? And I guess this is probably it. I should probably cut myself off now before I go way deep into the rambling territory. But I should mention the usual shit. Please like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff. I'm like literally like a baby brand new channel. So any of that stuff really, really helps. And additionally, YouTube has actually made it more difficult to get monetized. And even if they hadn't, monetization off of ads hardly pays anything. So if you enjoy any of my content, please check out my Patreon. I have a variety of tiers. I'm kind of working it out as to what the tiers are. So in the meantime, any tier just gets a name read or a name put up on the screen at the end of the video. And as I get more patrons, I'll collaborate with them to figure out what better rewards we can come up with. But yeah, remember, guys, you don't have to, the decision that you made, like the you from 2 years ago, they made a decision. The you from now does not need to follow it, right? That wasn't you that did that. That was the you from 2 years ago. You can do something else. You can do something different, which means you can stop buying this shit and stop supporting companies that want to remove ownership. And like I said, man, digital media is a lie. There's hardware somewhere that holds this stuff. And these companies want to control both the hardware and the software that plays on it. So don't let them do it. Don't give them the agency to do it, right? And in the meantime, initiatives like Stop Killing Games will be cooking in the background. Anyway, hope you enjoyed what I had to say today. Come at me in the comments if you think I got something wrong. We can go at it. I'd say be polite, but I don't fucking care, man. Do whatever the fuck you want. Just stop being fucking dumb and stop spending your hard-earned money on fucking companies that really just want to make your life worse. All right, I'm done. Peace out.